Good morning. It's a beautiful day today. Shout out today to my friends at Camp Zion. It's going to be hard this summer for camps around the world to do much with the lockdown that's going on. And so I'm sure it makes them have a difficult season in their lives. So my heart and my prayers go out to all the camps out there trying to make it happen. The One of the great ideas of what God did for us is He put us in a place of unconditional, constant forgiveness. Our past, present, and future shortcomings were all forgiven that one day on the cross as a result of that one day when you first believed in Messiah and Jesus became your being. So the idea of forgiveness is really hard to wrap our heads around, and the result of unforgiveness can be a thing called bitterness. And just want to throw this out there to you because you can get angry and frustrated and bitter about things, and uh, and they don't really help you. They just hurt you. They hurt you short term and long term. I was in a restaurant a few years ago, and the guy texted me, and I was by myself, and happened to look down and saw that he was in the restaurant and wanted to join my table, and I said, "Come on over." And then he went on to ask me for his forgiveness because he had had this ill will toward me. Well, I didn't even know him that well at that point in time. I didn't even know what I could have done to have caused him to have any bitterness towards me. And I'm like, dude, I'm sorry that if there was something I did, and it was some off the cuff comment I had made, had caused him disharmony with himself and with me, and he was the one taking the pain because I didn't even know I did it. And so bitterness is more on me than it is on you, because if I carry bitterness, I'm just going to get more and more angry. It's going to hurt me. It can cause some really big problems to your health even. And so this is what the author of Hebrews says about it in Hebrews 12:5. He says, and he's telling believers in Jesus, he says, see, um, well, if I go to 12:14 first. He says, pursue peace with all men and the sanctification without which no one will see the Lord. The sanctification or the being set apart. And then he says this in 15, see to it that no one comes short of the grace of God, this amazing thing that we have in Christ. See to it that no one misses out on that no root of bitterness springing up causes trouble, and by it many be defiled. He's saying, like, can you do something out there to help people get over bitterness so that they don't defile many people? And that's an unbelievable thing. And this is how I think it happens. This is what I think happens. If you flip over to Ephesians 4:32, um, Paul says, be kind to one another, tenderhearted, forgiving each other, just as God in Christ also has forgiven you. Maybe the way to forgiveness is not so much somebody has to do something to get your forgiveness. Maybe you need to realize that you are now a forgiving being because God is in Christ and Christ is in you. And so maybe your whole identity has been transformed to becoming a forgiving person. And so if you can look at somebody with a much more forgiving attitude, maybe something's going to change there. And I think that might be something when Jesus was hanging on the cross. You know what he said? Jesus, he said, God, forgive them, for they don't know what they're doing. They don't even know what they're doing. And so there's a lot that goes into this idea. And a lot, like one of the things is that something little could set somebody off and cause them to want you to forgive them. And you don't even know that happened. Or maybe somebody does something humongous and hurts somebody or kills somebody, then that forgiveness is a whole different animal, but they both can result in a similar bitterness. And I saw this podcast uh, by Malcolm Gladwell a few months ago, said free Brian Williams. And the horrible thing about what I discovered from that is that we don't remember things right long term. So your bitterness towards somebody can get exaggerated more and more and more with time. And so today's a good day to let that go. I'd sing a little Frozen to you, but I don't want to disturb your day. You guys have a great day, and I'll see you soon.